Massive changes are looming for foreign workers and Asian nations are feeling the heat. Could your country be next on America's blacklist? In this must-watch video, we reveal 7 Asian countries at risk of facing U.S. work bans in 2025 and what's really driving these potential restrictions. Let's dive in. Number 7. Pakistan. Pakistan has long stood on shaky ground, with U.S. policymakers, especially under Donald Trump. During his presidency, Trump accused Pakistan of harboring terrorists while accepting billions in American aid. In 2018, he dramatically cut that aid, saying Pakistan had given the U.S. nothing but lies and deceit. But what's behind Trump's hardline stance? It's primarily national security fears. He believes individuals from countries like Pakistan may pose terrorism risks even without any criminal record. As he famously said, "We will only admit those who love our country." Subtly, this approach doesn't spare innocent people. Thousands of Pakistanis in the U.S., doctors, engineers, students could face stricter visa scrutiny or outright bans. If Trump returns to power, families could be separated, job offers revoked, and the American dream put on indefinite hold just because of nationality. Before we move on, tell us where you're watching from. Drop your country in the comments. Number 6. Indonesia. Indonesia is the world's largest Muslim-majority nation and has maintained generally positive ties with the U.S. But under Trump, religious identity becomes a key factor in immigration policy. His infamous Muslim ban hinted at wider inclusion, and Indonesia could be next. Why target Indonesia now? Trump's immigration narrative often links Muslim countries with potential radicalization, even in the absence of any solid evidence. It's about perceived risk, not proven threat. Most Indonesians in the U.S. are law-abiding students, hospitality workers, and tech professionals. Yet under a broad policy lens, peaceful immigrants could still face blocked visa renewals, job denials, and restrictions on religious freedom. Trump's return could mean blacklisting Indonesia, not because of wrongdoing but because of how he frames immigration through fear. Number 5. Malaysia rarely makes headlines in American immigration debates, but it could quietly become a target under Trump's revived policies. During his first term, Trump cracked down on countries he deemed unreliable in passport verification and data sharing. Malaysia has previously struggled with passport fraud and identity documentation issues. That's a red flag for Trump's security-first agenda. Are Malaysians a threat? Absolutely not. Most are professionals, tech workers, and international students. But if a country's verification systems are seen as weak, Trump's policy is blunt: if we can't verify you, you don't come in. If Malaysia lands on a restriction list, it could mean fewer student visas, halted work authorizations, and denied tourist entries even for law-abiding citizens. Number 4. Bangladesh. Bangladesh has long contributed to the U.S. economy through education, labor, and healthcare ties. But when it comes to immigration, Trump's decisions are often driven more by optics than by facts. Why would Bangladesh be at risk? U.S. border officials have reported a rise in Bangladeshi migrants crossing illegally through Mexico, triggering Trump's concerns. Even though most Bangladeshis enter the U.S. legally as students, healthcare workers, or IT professionals, the perception of weak border control could land them in trouble. Trump has often ignored legal versus illegal distinctions in favor of blanket policies. If Bangladesh gets blacklisted, the effects could be severe. Deportation risks, work visa denials, family reunification delays. To avoid this, the Bangladeshi government would need to tighten documentation and cooperate more visibly with U.S. immigration authorities. But with Trump, perception often outweighs reality. Number 3. Vietnam. Could Vietnam be next in line for a U.S. work ban? The answer may surprise many. Despite a relatively stable diplomatic relationship, the U.S. has raised alarms over fake documentation and labor trafficking involving some Vietnamese job applicants. In many cases, workers are tricked by illegal recruiters and end up in dangerous or undocumented jobs in America. These incidents make it harder for authorities to trust even legitimate applicants. As a result, the U.S. may impose stricter visa requirements or even partial bans on Vietnamese labor sectors such as caregiving, domestic work, and factory jobs. What's at stake? Remittances to families back home, opportunities for skilled workers, critical roles in U.S. caregiving industries. To prevent a blanket ban, Vietnam must crack down on rogue agencies and enforce better oversight. Otherwise, even honest workers may lose access to American opportunities. Number 2. India, and the US are strategic allies. Trade, defense, and tech ties are strong, but even friends aren't exempt under Trump's immigration framework. While Trump praised India publicly, he took issue with the H-1B visa program, which allows thousands of Indian tech professionals to work in the US. He argued that American jobs were being taken by foreigners and raised rejection rates and salary requirements for visa approvals. Most data shows that Indian professionals fill gaps in high-skill fields where US talent is lacking. But Trump's America First stance prioritizes political messaging over economic evidence. If re-elected, Trump could reintroduce caps on H-1B visas, slow green card processing, disrupt family visa pathways. Even spouses and children of visa holders may face setbacks. Silicon Valley firms relying on Indian talent could be severely affected. Despite India's success story, its workers may become collateral damage in the name of political optics. Number 1. Philippines. The Philippines is one of the largest sources of foreign healthcare and caregiving workers in the U.S. Filipino nurses and caregivers are essential to American families and the medical system. So why would Trump consider restrictions? The key issue: visa overstays. Filipinos have consistently ranked high in U.S. immigration overstay statistics, especially on work and tourist visas. While most overstays aren't criminal, they're often caused by processing delays or long green card queues. Trump sees any violation as a breach of U.S. law, and his policies take a zero-tolerance approach. A crackdown could lead to lost jobs in healthcare, blocked student visas, family separation, and long delays in reunification. Ironically, banning Filipino workers could backfire on the U.S. itself. With a national nurse shortage and aging population, American healthcare would suffer. Still, under Trump, optics may outweigh consequences. The Philippines, despite its loyalty and service to America, could find itself frozen out not for its actions, but for the numbers on a visa report. Conclusion: as the U.S. moves into a volatile political season, immigration policies could shift overnight. From security fears to overstay data, entire populations could be affected by a single executive order. If you're from one of these 7 countries, the future may feel uncertain. But staying informed is your first defense. Do you agree with this list? Were any countries unfairly included? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more geopolitical updates.